Hey, welcome back. Another day, another vlog. We're back. It's Monday. Well, 2 days off. I think that's 2 days in 6 months. It's the first 2 days, and actually I think I needed it. It was really, really good. Obviously a bit of a change up to the normal programming where we're doing a Monday to Friday schedule for the Another Day, Another Vlog series. That frees me up a little bit while I'm at home to spend some more time with the family, which is fantastic. That's awesome. And I enjoyed it. I had a bit more time just playing, and actually I need it because we've got so much to do around the house before the sale. So I spent a fair bit of time, I think I spent yesterday and today up in the attic, clearing all that, getting it all ready, going through crap that I don't really need and stuff I need to get rid of. So that's good. I've got a bit of a rubbish run to the dump to get rid of some of that stuff, so that'll be good. And yeah, no, it's been good. Got to sort out some other things, had to get some quotes and stuff from removalists, work out some grass stuff we've got to do, and all the usual boring, painful things you got to do when you even just move it from a house, let alone sell it. So yeah, fair bit going on, and that's a bit ongoing, so that was good. The new video hasn't gone up as yet. I'm just waiting for confirmation from the Boca team just to make sure they're happy. Hopefully I'll hear back from them tonight, which is today for them. And once they're good, I've just got to press go and it'll be live for you guys. So fear not, the video is there. It's just I just wanted to do the right thing and just let them make sure they get to see it and they're happy and haven't said anything silly or bad or whatever in there, or giving you the wrong information. I'm pretty sure I've got that all covered. But yeah, so hopefully not far away, I can get that. I did show you the thumbnail today on the Instagram. If you haven't checked that out, go over and check it out at Nightcliff 34 over on Instagram. You can see all my photos, all my photography stuff, everything on there so far in the last year, 2 years, I think it is. So that's all pretty good. Yeah, so I haven't gone out and done anything. It was probably a good weekend to do it, and it was actually probably worked out well because there really wasn't much on over the weekend. As per normal, it's always a bit of a struggle trying to find just some actual interesting information, but we got there. One of the followers did ask me about this. I've had this on the desk, so I was clearing out some stuff and I thought I'd chuck it up there. It's an old cat valve out of a 3600 series engine from a power plant in the Olympic Dam when I was it's going out back a while. This is the 1996, 95, 96, I think it'd be 96. I did a month up at Olympic Dam, and the guys use these. They got to change them out of the engine every so many thousand hours, obviously, and they normally chop them, run a thread around here, and then they get a plate and have 4 of these because they sit in the sand in a desert, really good to have a barbecue. So if you're on a beach or whatever, you can just whack them in, they're nice and solid, and you have a really, really trick barbie. I think back then these were like $800 to replace. I'd hate to know what they're worth now. They'd be definitely in the thousands. But that's the biggest valve I've ever seen. I haven't worked on any of the big boats. I'm sure a few boys out there have worked on the boats, but the big boats. But that's not a bad little number when you're looking at and talking about valves, something different. But I thought I'd just mention that. Someone did ask me about it, so that's sitting there blocking me screen. Other than that, it's been pretty good. I destroyed my back today. I could barely move this afternoon. I get bad sciatica from lifting a drive shaft a few years ago at work, a Komatsu WA1200 drive shaft by myself. Wasn't the smartest thing, but I had to get it in because we were knocking off, so I needed to get the loader out of an AMA. Got that done, but yeah, I've had a bad sciatica for ages, and it's normally really good when I'm running, but I have not run in 2 weeks. No, 3 weeks now, so yeah, pretty bad. I need to get some fitness in there. I'm sort of done a couple of weeks of sort of holiday mode. I need to get back on track. And speaking of back on track, I've got about 4 or 5 videos I need to do. I'm working on my bushwalk one from just after Christmas Day, or from at work, so I want to get that done. I'm still going through I've got a ton of photos in that one, some wicked photos. I've got to knot them down tonight, get them all cleaned up and work out the best ones to chuck in there, and then I'll start on the video tomorrow. So that'll be the next video out. So I should have that in the next 3 or 4 days. I'd say I can smash that one out. I'll be working hard on that for you. And then I've got 2 or 3 others I need to get sorted out that I really want to get done. So there's a fair bit happening this week. I just got to get back on track now and work on this Monday to Friday plan and really smash it out during the week. So should be pretty good. Now, speaking of news and tech, a fair bit I did find out there coming in from the end of the working week on Friday last week. Chrome is to allow users to block pop-ups now, so that's pretty good. In the past you couldn't go in and do it. Now they've actually allowed it to happen. So Chrome finally giving you that option. It's still painful, I think, to get it done, but at least then you can come in and block all that. We don't get as many on Apple, I'd say, but you do on YouTube. You get tons, and they track you and everything. But unfortunately, and this is the thing I will say with pop-ups, generally when you block them like Apple did with that new system it did with Safari, then if you've got stuff like my Velocity eStore, I have to use Chrome because I can't use Safari so I can get my points. So they're always positive and negatives. So you just got to work out what's best, I guess. And sometimes, I mean, pop-ups, as much as they're annoying, they're part of life now. So I don't find it that bad. It's the ones that sit right in the middle of your screen, especially on YouTube, that middle bottom, because they always cover over whatever someone's talking about. That's the ones that annoy the crap out of me. I don't mind putting ads up, but like put them, either do a full page ad where it pauses what you're watching, or put it on the left or right top corner, not down the friggin' middle and the bottom YouTube. That's just stupid, because you have to just about stop the video to get rid of that so you can see what's going on. And it's always at a worse time. I'm sure that's why they put them there, because that's where everyone's attention is. That's fantastic for the thing, but that's very annoying, and I generally just click straight off to get rid of them, so no one's ever going to go in and go to that person's site. So it's not helping them. We're all happy to do advertising and get the free YouTube, but no one wants to get pissed off by just blocking your view. That's pretty stupid. Rightio, Netflix got an upgrade of its codec last week. Went AVI, AV1 now it's called. It's only on Android at the moment, but they're saying 20% more efficient, and it looks like Apple will carry over into that as well. They've been approved to do it, so it looks like it's all good. Now what it'll do is let you watch 4K on multiple other devices, like your Android devices and stuff like that. Currently, I don't think you can do that on your iPads and your iPhones and stuff at the moment. But once this AV1 rolls out through to Apple as well, we should then see the same effects. But great to see them upgrading it. Makes that experience a little bit better. And if you're a mobile user on Netflix, that's probably really important for those guys that are flying heaps, that do a heap of flying, which I feel your pain. I know that well. Netflix is a bit of a saviour there to download them and save them, so you definitely want to watch them at 4K if you've got that ability. Rightio, boys over at Unbox Therapy, as always, just a mountain of goodness in the tech game. Anseris, ANSERIS, they do heated insoles. Thought it was probably good for you guys in the States that are still in winter. If you're doing hiking or you're out doing landscape photography and it's freezing cold and stuff like that, you can put these insoles, they're battery operated, into your boots, keep your feet warm, and then we're going into winter in a couple of months, so it's not far away. Maybe start planning. They look really good. The boys testing them. They go apparently up to 65 degrees Celsius, which is about 140, I think, degrees Fahrenheit. 7 hours worth of charge. They take about 3 to 4 hours to charge up. They'll go up to a size 12 and just trim your tab off like normal insoles. Look pretty good. They not a bad little idea if you've got a good pair of boots that you've worn in, which is really good. The soles are supposed to be fairly comfortable, and They are cushioning and odor repellent and all. They've got all the sort of insole stuff in them, as well as this little battery powered heater element. So that's pretty cool, and especially for these guys that have to deal with the cold. I've never had to deal with that. I've never seen snow. No. I did when I was a kid. I think I was about 8 or 9, and if anyone else can remember back to then they're that young, well then you're better than me, because I have no idea what I was doing in 8 or 9. I'd be lucky to get back to 16, maybe 16, 17. I can remember from there onwards. Anything, well, that's a bit just little fragments floating off in the wilderness. Maybe it's because I'm just old. My brain's run out of memory, run out of storage. So yeah, check out those if you are into hiking or skiing and stuff like that. They look like they're fairly decent quality and series. They were sold out when I checked them online tonight, so you may have to book them in. So you might have a local supplier that's got them. They can get them in for you. Sydney floods. We've gone from bloody fires to cooking the joint and burning everything down, to the East Coast is copping a flogging with water, and it sounds probably funny to a territory boy because they haven't had that much rain when you really look at it. It may be up to 100, maybe 150 mils, which is probably an afternoon session for us. But the big difference is these, especially on the East Coast, and I know with Brisbane, when the floods they had in Brisbane a while back, their drainage system is just not designed like ours. Darwin, our drains, you can pretty much nearly walk in them. They're that big. The stormwater drains, they were built that way from Cyclone Tracy and on, because we get so much rain. So we've got these monster big stormwater drains to get rid of that water and just get it out of there, get it out of the streets. With these inner city ones, they might only have little pipes like yay round, so that once that water comes, it just got nowhere to go. So it either bursts them and just stuffs everything, or it just pumps it back out in the road, and hence your floods and how badly it affects everything. So you just be patient. It all sounds flat, and I don't know, it's tricky for me too, because floods, but as soon as it floods, we used to get on the push bikes and just straight out, and it was riding out in the rain and the flood waters all the time, and then the rivers. But yeah, just do be careful out there, guys. Fantastic, the rain is coming, and I'm assuming, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm hoping it's knocked all the fires on the head. But now those same places have had to deal with that, have had to deal with flooding. On the positive side, some of the waterfalls in the Blue Mountains and that have been pumping, and it's been some fantastic shots getting out from a photography side. And I'm sure some areas that really needed water, like the dams are just getting filled right up. They've gone from a drought to just about full dams, which is awesome news for everyone on the East Coast. So in that regards, the rain's good. It's just being able to handle it and just stay relaxed, breathe, take a deep breath, and you'll get through it. And it's not as bad as a fire. It's definitely something you can manage. Brad Pitt. Yes, Brad Pitt. If you haven't seen, was it Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? It's a long movie, super long movie, but I really enjoyed it. I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan, so that probably does help. I like his sense of humour. I like his his way of doing things. It's always pretty funky. Brad Pitt, big fan as well, but he did a really, really good job. Him and Leo, I think he somehow has this really good ability to work well with others. Like him and George Clooney in Ocean's 11 series are just perfection. Very, very hard to get two guys that work so well together. That's just awesome. And the same in this one. Leo and him just did a fantastic job, and they just matched up so well. And I think it actually probably just made him look a little bit better than, I guess, yeah. Well, obviously it did. He got the award, but actually for the first time ever, I'm not a big fan of the Academy Awards, because normally it's pretty crap movies that win it. But yeah, to see him win that, I think he actually deserved it. It was a pretty darn good film, and he did a really, really good job in it. So good on him. Now, onto some not so fun stuff. The coronavirus. Well, there's some bad and there's positive. I'll go with the bad first. That Diamond Princess cruise in Japan that's docked in Japan, it's bloody terrible. 136 cases now total, another 66 today of people infected, so that's pretty terrible. But they are looking now at if they're going to just test the whole boat. But there's another there's 3,700 people on board, so it's a huge process to get that done. But they just did that to a boat in Hong Kong, so I think that's really what they need to do to try and nap it on the head, because they're going to have to quarantine them for another 10, 12 days or whatever the period is before they can sort of start letting people off. So that's obviously pretty bad for those guys. Really, really horrible to see them go through that. Stuck on a boat, that'd be just with nowhere to go, that'd be pretty bad. 900 deaths total so far for it. So that's for the coronavirus as of today that I could see. There was up to 900, so that's pretty bad. That's out of 40,000, so that's 10% is 400, so it's probably about 20%, I guess. Nearly 20%. Is that right? No, 10% is 4,000. So yeah, it's probably 4 or 5%. Oh no, probably 2 or 3%. Wow. So that's what happens when you have a weekend off. So it's a couple of percent, but it's like, yeah, that's 900 people that don't get to go home to their loved ones. That's pretty terrible. One of those was Dr. I'm not even going to try and make a mess of his name. The poor guy who whistleblowed it and let the world know that this thing was coming and how bad it was and what it was doing. He actually has passed away from the disease, so it's really tragic. There's a fair bit of mourning for his death, and they're looking into it because apparently they tried to silence him, letting out this information. And obviously without him, it could have been a lot worse. So good on him. It's a shame that someone that's so brave and such a great person to be a doctor, stay there when it knows it's going to be. He could have just run for the hills and left it, and he'd still be alive. He lost his own life trying to fight this thing. So yeah, just a bloody legend. So good on him. 15 cases total now in Australia, so that's jumped up from last week. I think we were at 5 or 6, so that's sort of doubled. So it's still floating around. Melbourne, they're talking about there's a couple as well, so just be aware of that. And yeah, it's now there was some positives saying that they're looking like it's starting to sort of flatline, that there's no sort of increase. The increases, it's not increasing. It's starting to drop on the cases they're getting. As well as the deaths. It looks like it's slowing down, that the human biological system's starting to build up a bit of a immunity towards it, so that's a good thing. We might be on the back end of this, so fingers crossed, everyone out there, especially if you guys have got people that are sick or know anyone that is sick or infected. Yeah, definitely thoughts and prayers with you. And that's about it. Another day, Monday, first day of the week. Rightio, that's done and dusted. I've got work to do. I will see you all again tomorrow evening, Tuesday, and we'll talk again about some more stuff. Cool bananas. Right, I'm going to hit the Lightroom because I've got a crap ton of photos to sort out. Thanks for stopping by. Smash that subscribe, hit that bell, and we'll see you all tomorrow. So whether you're going past my sign, or heading out that way, or going to bed. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon. Peace.